Hey, how's it going? It's me, Hayden, filming another music production tutorial for Phoenix Music. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make 90s style house with a bit of a modern vibe to it. But yeah, the overall idea is going to be 90s house. I've already put together a bit of a track here, which I'm quite proud of. It turned out pretty good. So yeah, I'm just going to walk you through this track today and show you everything I've done. If you find anything in today's tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like down below, feel free to suggest a music production tutorial in the comments, and share this video if you have any producer friends. Okay, let's begin. So I'll start by showing you some of the track. So yeah, that's the track. So now I'll start showing you how it's made. I think I'll start from the break today because I usually start from the drop, but I started making this track by getting an idea for a break, so I feel like it makes sense to show you the break first. Um, so first thing that I did was I made the drums. So there's this clap. So just like that. Then there's like this clap fill. Then this little percussion sound. Then this hat. And this hat. You might have noticed it's got a lot of low end in it because I liked how there's a little bit of low end in the hats that was punching through in the mix. So I just decided to leave it in there instead of EQing it out. I mean, I EQ'd out a little bit just so it doesn't fight the kick drum, but not all of it. So yeah, that's the intro drums. And then over here to change it up a bit, I bring in this tambourine. And with the rest of it, it sounds like this. So that's the drums for the break. Then onto some instruments. There's the piano. This is the second thing I made. This is when I knew that I had a kind of vibe going, when it was literally just this piano and the drums, and it sounded something like. So then I decided that I wanted to build on that. So then I added this sub bass. It's the same sub bass in the drop also. The only difference is that it's a different octave. This one sounds like. Just thought that'd be interesting to change it up a bit. Then after that, it was the vocals I started doing. I didn't use an acapella. I decided to use loads of like shouts and stuff like that to kind of build an longer acapella, if that makes any sense. So the one I started off with was this one. I want to hear you. And then with this vocal, I chopped it up and I made this little stuttery thing. So yeah, how I did that was these like little like parts of this vocal, not the same part though. This one's different to this one, and the last one's different to all four of these. So if I play that, so you can probably hear that. So then we have this, and then that's just a good way to start off the vocal. So it goes like this. I want to hear you. So yeah, I thought that was a bit interesting and cool. So I decided to do it like that. But then I had an issue. It got a bit too repetitive if I just kept like playing like this over and over again. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. So I decided to change it up on the second part by adding in this vocal. I want to hear you. Moving to the sound of the. And then this extra little fill vocal thing at the end. So then you've got this. I want to hear you. Moving to the sound of the. So then that's how you get the kind of rhythm going. Lots of different vocal shouts and stuff, all together, kind of make up that kind of. I want to hear you. Moving to the sound of the. So yeah. Then we have some effects. We've got this. Nothing too interesting about that. You've probably heard that 100 times. It's just a like impact downlifter kind of thing. And we've got this. Again, pretty basic. Then we've got this little reversed thing here. And that kind of carries you into the energetic part with the vocal. So if I play all this. So yeah, you can kind of hear what that's doing. And then just to add some kind of nature element to it, I just added a bit of rain under it. And that kind of also works as like a vinyl thing. It makes it sound a bit more like it's got the vinyl sound to it. Like if I play that with the piano. Yeah, so it makes it sound a little bit more like it's a vinyl record, just because it's a bit like rain's a bit crackly and stuff, if you get what I mean. But yeah. I think that's everything in the break. So onto the build, we've got this sub bass. So yeah, that's a like a sub bass, but it's pitching up here just to make it a bit more interesting. Then in the drums, we've got this snare build. It's a tech house snare build. You've probably heard that before if you listen to tech house. And then I didn't think the tech house build was really carrying the build up enough, so I added this quiet breakbeat to the background. So Then when you play these together, so yeah, that's kind of how that works. Then the piano also stays on the same note in the build, so no chord changes. So then we've got this. Also a bit of filtering going on here. And then in the effects, we've got this little thing here. I've used this in a few of my tracks now, so if you've watched my other videos, you've probably seen it once or twice. Then we have an impact. You've probably had that one before as well. Then we've got the build vocal, which is the stutter vocal, but it's just been varied for the build. And then a little bit of delay on the end, just to carry you into the drop. And yeah, I think that's that for the effects. Obviously, we've still got this going. The rain is still going. And we've also got the tambourine going through the build as well. So yeah, on to the drop. So a lot of it's the same, to be honest, just a few different things. For example, I added an extra hat layer in the drop. So that's a open hat, but these hats are closed hats. Well, semi-closed hats. They sound a bit open, but this just makes it sound proper open, if that makes any sense. Then we've got the kick drum, bit of EQing going on here, removing a little bit of that high sound because if you can hear, it's got a very high clicky sound in it, and that was kind of sounding a bit messy in the mix, so I brought it down a little bit. Then we've got this drum fill. Then we've got a clap fill here, automating the pan, so it goes to the right, then to the left. Yeah. Then sampled a bit of the tech house snare build from the build up and added it here. Then I think that's it. I've also got the tambourine in the second half of the build as well, and then onto the effects. I've got this vocal, which is a splice sample that I chopped up. The other vocals are splice samples as well, technically, but they've been chopped up and all edited, so it's not the same as you would just get it from splice. So yeah, that's what that sounds like. So chopped up and stuff. Then we've got a bit of like an impact thing, which is the same one from the break and the build, just in the drop as well. Then we've got this shout here, which I've pitched to be in the same key as the track. Then we've got this little riser thing to finish off the drop. Then I've also got the break vocal in the drop as well.
I want to hear you.
And yeah, a lot of this is just the same stuff, but I've just added sidechain to some of it. Yeah, so now the rain's got sidechain on it. That's got a little bit of sidechain on it. I'm pretty sure that's it. I've got a little variation here where the vocal just like does like a loop of one tiny part to carry you back into the break. So this sounds like this. And then also on the second drop, I've changed up the first couple of beats by not having the sub of the kick drum. And I also added this shout and this mini impact thing. And yeah, then I also added a little gliding note on the bass, just like kind of like a little bit of variation. So when you hear that in the track, it sounds like. So yeah, I think I've showed you everything, unless I show you the master channel as well. In the master channel, just standard stuff, having the low end fade out here right before the drop, having the volume fade down slightly and then come back in for the drop, so the drop sounds a little bit louder than the build, just things like that, and obviously the limiters. And this is keeping the low end in mono, and this is removing some nasty frequencies, and that's about it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, drop a thumbs up on the video, share this video if you have any producer friends, and also feel free to leave a comment suggesting any music production tutorials you want me to make. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.